Welcome again to Pin to Play Rugby U. Nehe Milner Skudder, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking your time out of your busy schedule into the Hurricane season. A frustrating one for you with another shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and the rehab.
Yeah, so I've just had ongoing issues from, I heard it back in November last year in the AB's test in Japan. And just had sort of little niggles throughout my rehab, and then didn't come right, so I had to go under the knife again and sort of back into a recovery phase for now, and then crank up the rehab in the next sort of month or so.
And then what sort of return to play time frame are you aiming for?
Yeah, the plan's to head over to France, Toulon, end of the year. So yeah, should be good to go for that.
Good, all the best with that. I just wanted to touch on today about the changing trends and different fads of rugby, and being a spectator for the last sort of almost a year. How have you seen rugby change in the last year, especially of Super Rugby?
Yeah, I guess in an attack sort of point of view, a lot of teams play the same, similar sort of systems and structures, same setups, but it's more so just how you can tweak the variations within that, sort of real detail on running lines and who cleans that ruck and what you do with the back, who has to look after the forwards and where you want to get the ball to, and being in the Hurricane setup this year, there's been some sort of variations on shifting that point of attack.
Yeah.
We talk quite a lot around like momentum, and it's kind of like how do you achieve that? Do you achieve that through winning the collisions first and foremost with big boys, or do you try and manipulate the defence a bit more?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And as rugby's changed, and everyone talks about your 2-4-2 pattern or your 1-3-3-1. A question we get a lot is from school teachers who say, I really want to run the 1-3-3-1 pattern, but I've got 4 hours a day, 4 hours a week with my boys. What's a shortcut to it? And there's probably no shortcut to it. You really sort of have to simplify it.
Yeah, I think probably just how you maximise your time most effectively. Probably just going back to the basics. I've been into schoolboy teams and club teams and seen what they're sort of running, but it doesn't matter what system or what setup you have if you can't do the basics like catch, pass and square running lines and all the rest of it. So yeah, I'd probably just resort back to just getting the basics and all those sorted, and then seeing where you can grow the game from there. And also, especially at schoolboy level, like that balance between having too much structure and just letting the boys play what they see.
Yeah, really good point.
That's where they kind of, even at the higher levels, you always encourage they'll play what's in front of you and not get too caught up around where you need to be or what the guys around you are doing. Just have a crack.
And 1-3-3-1's a really difficult pattern to play if you can't catch and pass.
Yeah, 100%. We still spend a hell of a lot of time, and we're full-time professionals. That's our bread and butter, is being able to spend 3-4 hours a day, let alone for the week. We have a whole pre-season where we have to get really honing on our structures, and we even on the weekend come Saturday it doesn't come off, so it's a challenge.
And so how many hours in a week would you spend on the skills still at Super Rugby level? Are you still training the catch and pass? Are you?
Yeah, 100%. Before and after every training, we'll have an allocated time where it's like, hey, boys, you need to tick off all your key core roles, and what that makes up with it through our skill sets. Before and after, the boys will be getting told to get off the field because they're still wanting to do all the little basics and tick off all those. And
that's a big part of footy, is just that catch and pass and those the core skill sets. And once you get that, then you can start to innovate and look at doing things a little bit differently. And so who do you see in New Zealand who does things a little bit differently or outside the box?
A lot of the super franchises, like when we're trying to preview them for the upcoming game, trying to figure out where their point of attack is going to be, the little variations that they do, set piece, like scrum and line out, moves, they all, come with some pretty sort of out of the box, quite hard to defend pictures.
Yep.
And so, like I was saying, I think a lot of the teams run the same sort of setups, but it's those variations within them, and I think trying to grow that and always trying to think, okay, how can we break open these defences, like the rush defences, that's what everyone's trying to do now, and it's kind of like, okay, well, how do we combat that and pull it apart?
And the rugby world is smaller than it's ever been. You can get video on any team you want. You might be playing against, hours of video, and you can analyse it to death. But it's the little variations that people introduce in those games when you play them. The first time you see them, it's hard to prepare for those sorts of things.
Yeah, and like a lot of the time too, it's trying to have your own defensive systems and be like, okay, well, we'll trust what we're doing rather than, okay, we know what's going to come, and that's where a lot of the boys have that confidence as knowing what's going on around them rather than, okay, what's the attack going to throw here, what's the attack going to throw here. Yeah,
really good point. So in a normal week, in a normal hurricane week, how many hours would you spend previewing the opposition, versus reviewing your own performance?
Most of it's sort of around like the set piece. Like we'll probably pick out 3 or 4 plays that they go to most weeks. But then at the same time, just having our structures and our setups where we can negate or combat whatever they throw at us. But sort of the front end of the week is quite heavily focused on what we're coming up against, as well as what moves we want to do this week against them as well.
Awesome, thanks Nehe. We've still got to talk team environment and a background on yourself. So for now though, that's enough. Thank you very much as always.
Cheers, mate.
All the